Have you ever wondered what the greatest pandemic in history is? You might think you know the answer, but the truth is, the most significant pandemic might not be what you imagine. In a world where COVID-19 dominated headlines and minds, there's another pandemic, far older and more devastating, that continues to affect billions every day. And the most surprising part? The cure for this disease is closer than you think. Get ready to discover a truth that could change everything you believe about health, life, and spirituality. Stay until the end, because what you'll learn could be the key to transforming your life completely. As 2019 came to a close, something unexpected began to unfold in a city in China. A mysterious disease, unknown to everyone, started spreading like wildfire, infecting thousands within weeks. The city, once just a dot on the map, became the epicenter of a global crisis. While the news struggled to keep up with the speed of the contagion, people were already feeling the weight of a new reality. The world was unprepared for what came next. Families were forced into isolation, trying to protect themselves from something invisible yet deadly. The situation quickly escalated from a simple concern to widespread chaos. But, as in every crisis, there are opportunities for reflection and learning. What can we do when faced with the unknown? The answer might not just be in books, but in small daily actions like washing hands, wearing masks, and above all, caring for each other. The speed at which this disease spread makes us wonder, are we truly prepared to handle global crises? Many began to question the effectiveness of our healthcare systems, the transparency of information, and the ability of governments to act swiftly. It's a reminder that, in the end, we are all vulnerable no matter how advanced our technology is. Now that we understand the initial impact of this disease, it's clear we need more than just vaccines to overcome future challenges. As the COVID-19 pandemic continued to claim lives around the world, an inevitable comparison emerged. While new and frightening, this disease was not unique in its ability to devastate human life. The video compares COVID-19 to a much deeper and more insidious pandemic: sin. This spiritual pandemic spares no one, and unlike physical diseases, it affects everyone without exception. The metaphor is clear. While we fight coronavirus with masks and distancing, how are we handling the internal battles everyone faces? This comparison goes beyond the obvious. When we think about the impact of a physical pandemic like COVID-19, we consider protective measures, treatments, and vaccines. But when it comes to sin, the solutions are less tangible and often ignored. What few realize is that just as COVID-19 requires preventive actions, like avoiding crowds, sin also demands constant vigilance. After all, every day we are tempted to fall into behaviors that steer us away from what is right, and it takes conscious effort to maintain balance. However, this spiritual battle is often overlooked amid the chaos of modern life. While society mobilizes to combat physical pandemics, little is said about the internal struggles each individual faces daily. Perhaps it's time to start treating sin with the same seriousness as a contagious disease. And as we continue to explore this idea, the question arises: what is the true antidote to this pandemic that plagues the soul? While the COVID-19 pandemic has shaken the world in unimaginable ways, the video offers a deep reflection by reminding us that this isn't the worst pandemic humanity has faced. History records other pandemics that claimed countless lives and left deep scars on civilizations. However, none compare to the pandemic of sin, a spiritual disease with a 100% mortality rate. While physical pandemics affect the body, this spiritual pandemic affects the soul, leading to the ultimate separation between humans and the divine. To understand this comparison, it's important to consider that, just like in physical pandemics, the spread of sin occurs silently and gradually. Often, the consequences aren't immediate, causing the gravity of the situation to be underestimated. Just as in ancient times, when ignorance about disease transmission led to reckless behavior, the same happens with sin. Lack of awareness and denial of its severity result in spiritual damage that accumulates over time. It's intriguing to think that, despite advances in medicine and science, humanity still hasn't found a definitive cure for sin, just as it continues to seek vaccines for new diseases. However, the video suggests that while science fights to contain physical pandemics, The solution to the spiritual pandemic was provided long ago, and it's precisely this path to the cure that will be explored next. Now, after everything you've learned, the decision is in your hands. Will you continue to ignore this reality, or will you take control of your life and seek the cure that's been presented? Think carefully. Why keep carrying the burden of a spiritual infection when there's a clear path to liberation? Don't be deceived by routine or daily distractions. True transformation begins with a simple yet powerful choice. So, what will you do today to change your destiny? If this content resonated with you and made you reflect, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you'll keep learning and growing, always one step ahead. Let's embark on this journey of growth and discovery together.